We see CrunCher, of course, our American orange Protoss spawning in the right bottom side of the map. And Dignitas SeleCT is our red Terran spawning in the left top side of this map. I've seen SeleCT against Protoss quite a bit lately. I remember his series against Grubby at the recent MLG, the circuit event. No arenas, but actually a circuit event. And he played really, really well. I think a lot of people thought that, well, Grubby has been improving over time by time, and we haven't heard that much from SeleCT. Hasn't been that much noise around him. So I think a lot of people thought that Grubby could take that series, but SeleCT, man, he was playing really, really well.
Yeah, SeleCT's had a real string of bad luck recently.
Yeah,
he had some messed up travel arrangements at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships that sort of put him on tilt. And also some really unfortunate travel arrangements for the Lone Star Clash, if I'm remembering correctly. Am I remembering that correctly?
Yes, you are correct. He missed, or like not missed, but he was not able to board 3 flights that he was supposed to board.
Yeah, he had some really bad connections, and did he play on the second day?
Yes, he got a forfeit loss in the winner bracket, but he did play in the second bracket.
But obviously, if you come in, you're going to be again tilted, and it was just a really, really tough run of events. So SeleCT, if there's any negative feedback around him, it's honestly not his fault, as he's had some just crummy luck, quite frankly, is what it boils down to.
But one day, man, bad luck turns into good luck.
That's right, and it might be today.
It's karma, everything. What comes around goes around. We see SeleCT going for the build that's oh so popular among the foreign Terrans. The no-gas, fast expand build against Protoss. It's almost a surprise when you see Terran do something else.
I definitely agree with that. I'm so eager to see what CrunCher does here, because in his games last week,
he looked pretty shaky. The funny thing is, by the way, guys, of course we keep track on the amount of viewers we have and the amount of numbers. The game that we had most viewers for last week was, without a doubt, actually, by quite a large margin,
the worst game of StarCraft played
versus
this season.
Indra. And yes, I rate every single series that I watch, and I watch every single series from the NASL, whether I cast or not. And that literally had the lowest grade. So basically,
you had some interesting notes on there. What did your notes say?
I do not want to repeat those notes, man. It's a private notebook. But
come on, man, it's a notebook, not a diary.
I basically said there was not much to learn.
That's basic. That's like the gist of what you said.
Yes. No, that's funny because yeah, we've seen some really, really awesome StarCraft so far in the NASL Season 3. But yeah, the game that had most viewers was definitely not the game that was the best. But people love drama, man.
Save the drama for your mama. That's what I say.
Why do you think people love drama so much, man? Like girls, they love drama too.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know a lot about drama lately, don't you?
I do?
Yeah, I thought you did.
Because of my little segment?
No, not at all.
What?
Never mind.
What does that mean?
Never mind.
Did I do something dramatic?
No, never. You've never done anything.
No, I'm very nervous.
No, actually, you're not dramatic. You're like one of the least dramatic persons I know.
Okay.
Ben is so least dramatic that even if something annoys him, it doesn't really annoy him yet. It only starts to annoy him when he actually thinks more about it, and then he's annoyed by the fact that it should annoy him. That's how relaxed Ben is. That's why I can live with this guy. You know, it's true. It's funny.
Yeah, it is true. When I get annoyed, that annoys me.
So we see, of course, CrunCher went for the single gas fast expand. He's dropping 2 additional gates right now. So far, very, very standard play out of CrunCher.
He has a reputation as a 2-base all-inner. He lived up to it last week, so we'll see how he moves into the mid-game here. SeleCT, you know, he's adding barracks. He's going to play a biocentric style. That's where he's strongest. He loves to multitask, loves to drop. This is something that's been true of SeleCT ever since he's played StarCraft 2.
He's so not just that, man. Even in Warcraft 3, even though there was less multitasking in Warcraft 3, but from what I've heard, he was an absolute beast in Warhammer 40k. He won 2 World Cyber Games on a row, so he has those 2 precious gold medals. I'm really a bit sad, by the way, that World Cyber Games is sort of falling off the radar, because me as Warcraft 3 boy, man, we loved the World Cyber Games. It was the highlight of the year. I still remember those days. I was in college and I was checking World Cyber Games scores all the time, and I was really hoping, because they actually had a really good website for that time. They would update the scores really quick, and I was like cheering for my favorite players, and I was hoping that I was going to be there one day, which I was in the end. And yeah, I'm really sad that WCT is sort of falling off the radar, because I really thought that would be a tournament that would be around till the dawn of days, and that everybody with a medal would be remembered forever.
Selecting a sort of a nasty supply block there at 36, and finally at 40, I think he called down supply. Now at 46, his depot's going to finish up. So small mistake. Even still, he's a little bit close to the cap, as he's going to have to make another depot very, very quickly. CrunCher, meanwhile, is working on the rocks to his 3rd, so maybe not going to be any sort of all-in. He's got his robo down, and he's not adding any sort of additional tech. Twilight Council in the back of his base. Probably just going to be for well, there's no forges.
Oh, interesting choice. Twilight Console, as you said.
And
Warp Prism.
Could it be a DT drop?
That would be pretty badass. Let's take a look at the natural. We see mining from 4 simulators already, so I think that is a possibility.
It's possible. I don't think the timing lines up. He's already making that Warp Prism. But
no, so might just maybe Charge Pulse, trying to get Charge Pulse as soon as possible and then get High Templars. He did take out these rocks right now. I'm very curious to see where CrunCher is going to take this. So far, so good for him. He's at 49 probes right now, guys.
Whoa,
38 SCVs.
Dark Shrine does go down. So maybe not a... Oh, it doesn't really matter because he can warp in under that prism. So maybe the timing does work out.
Yeah, well, it's going to be there a little bit quicker. It doesn't take 85 seconds for a slow prism to get around the map. But hey, it's going to be there. He's going to be able to warp in. Take a look at the main base from SeleCT. He's getting a missile turret at his front, as Terrans always do in case they face DTs.
I really like this choice by CrunCher to go DT drop. This is not something we see very often. And as you pointed out, SeleCT is going to be caught really off guard. He's going to have that turret at the front, but not anywhere else. He does have double orbital and no third command center yet, but he's going to have some energy for scans, almost certainly.
But the good thing is, man, that whatever CrunCher does, however how much damage he deals, or whatever he kills, he's going to force SeleCT to take care of this. This is something that SeleCT's going to have to worry about for a long time. SeleCT will need missile turrets in his base. He will need to make sure every DT is out of his base. He needs to keep track.
Is actually perfect.
On that Warp Prism. Oh, SeleCT just dropping all those Mews. If he drops this Mew as well, then... if he drops this Mew, then it's going to be really bad. But we'll see. SeleCT is moving out right now. And that is scary.
That's bad too. CrunCher's got some force field in his natural, but SeleCT's got a couple of
SeleCT might actually force field, scan real soon over here, and that would be so bad.
We're going to see what happens as CrunCher is making his way into the main base right now. This is going to be such a bizarre situation.
Don't scan SeleCT. Not now.
He goes to work on this assimilator. The DT is being unloaded right now. Scan does go down. Does he have any extra energy there?
Yeah, the
50 energy on the orbital in the main.
Yeah, but only one scan. That's not good.
You can see the one in the natural, though, and that one gets surrounded. That's a mistake. The DT that was in the main also ends up running into the detection range of this turret.
It's a little bit sloppy, but this is already really good for CrunCher. He's going to be in 3 bases. He's forcing SeleCT to use scans to take out these DTs. And SeleCT knows he's going to have to make something happen, so he's going to try to drop. And CrunCher, his base is really exposed, man.
Yeah, CrunCher warps in another Dark Templar, and he's going to be able to kill this building turret. Yeah, absolutely he will.
I'm still a little bit worried. I mean, those Zealots are scary. Maybe with force fields he's going to be able to okay, but 2 Medevacs full of stint bio, that's actually something to worry about.
This Dark Templar in the main doing a ton of damage as SeleCT is dropping in the main base of CrunCher. It's going to be a lot of action on either side of the map. CrunCher coming back and trying to get in position. What is SeleCT focusing right now? He's going to go after the robotics bay, which is researching thermal lance. That's going to be a painful loss.
But nothing that he won't be able to come back from. Also, it's going to slow down the Colossus production. CrunCher not microing this very well, though, as we see units running in one by one. Barely has any stock. SeleCT's going to pick up everything.
And he's going to go drop the third now, which is great exploitation of the terrain on Tal'Darim Altar. No additional warp ins up in the main base of SeleCT, but SeleCT never finished that turret in his main cap.
He's tricking him. He wants CrunCher to go there. Maybe he just goes back, but actually CrunCher very smart. Leaves the Colossus behind.
And SeleCT's going to send out the rest of his army at home. CrunCher really needs to remember that Warp Prism because he could be... Yeah, there we go. Another DT Warp. And here comes the drop into the back of the... I guess that's the main base once again. Colossus, as you said, is there, though. No, don't hit the reactor. Go kill that turret, man.
Not that bad. 1 DT, forcing a scan, almost takes out the reactor. And now finally SeleCT's going to try to take care of this Warp Prism. You know what I'm a little bit sad about, man?
About CrunCher not moving his Warp Prism?
Yes, that does sadden my prototype a little bit. But I'm more sad about that he chose to research thermal lance before Warp Prism speed. Because I really think that he could have, he would have been fine without thermal lance, as we can see right now. He's still fine, and with Warp Prism speed, he could have been so annoying.
I like the way that CrunCher has played this, but I have to feel like he's fallen apart here as we reach the later stages of the mid game, and SeleCT's able to start utilizing his great ability to multitask.
Oh, Dark Shrine taking a lot of damage right now. He might actually end up losing the Dark Shrine, and we see the minimap as well. We might see an engagement soon. Yes, CrunCher really wants to fight, so I'm going to take a look at the main army right now. SeleCT very smart, stimming away, and these 2 Medevacs still dealing so much damage.
Oh, yeah, they're going to kill a lot of probes. There's only 3 Stalkers there. I don't think that's going to be enough. And SeleCT just lifts up that main fighting force and gets the hell out of dodge. Wow. And still doing so much damage. And this is what we talked about, man. SeleCT's multitasking is as good as anyone else in the foreigner scene, maybe the best.
Yeah, he's so quick. He's one of the fastest players around as well. And CrunCher is really falling apart right now. Look at all these idling probes. He wants to. What are you doing with your main army,
He's chasing
CrunCher?
these medevacs. Yeah, he feels like he really needs to be in position. But
Zealots really can't fly, man. I know I'm dropping knowledge bombs over here, but.
And now SeleCT is going to go to work on some turrets. This is going to supply block CrunCher. At the same time, he's going to push up into the third base. And this time, CrunCher's army is out of position.
We see the minimap as well, just more and more units.
Third wave, that's probably going to go towards the natural, and CrunCher really falling apart here.
It's actually really kind of sad, because of course CrunCher is a really good player as well, but SeleCT is making him not look very good right now.
Yeah.
He's picking him apart. Finally, he takes care of the original drop of SeleCT.
I don't know, man.
Well,
medevacs are out of energy, so. Oh, load up. Not going to happen. Still, though, SeleCT going to keep using this drop in the third base, and here comes the second prong. Send it, SeleCT, send it. Oh, that second group of units is not going to move.
Loss is kind of exposed, and CrunCher does end up losing this Nexus now as well. SeleCT just picks up his units once more. Still has these two idling or empty medevacs, and the idling as well. CrunCher rebuilding his double forge, which I think is a little eager as well, because he's already losing on the upgrade. So if I were him, I would have just tried to go for some sort of silly all-in, which probably wouldn't work, but I don't know. I would rather try to get High Templars out and go for Storm, because upgrades are not going to save you in this phase.
SeleCT is going to have to make a big mistake. Just stop working for CrunCher to come back here. 116 supply to 108.
I'm also very sad he never researched charge. And look at the gas of CrunCher, and now finally he starts whopping in a Templar Archives, but he could have easily afforded to get charge, and charge helps out a lot dealing with drops. Same goes for Blink, of course. Maybe Blink is even better. I think Blink is better, but both are good at least. Both are better than nothing. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, 172 supply for SeleCT right now, who's still dancing around in the middle of the map. He's got those 3 medevacs full of units over on the side, and CrunCher knows about it. He does not want to let them float in and do some more crazy amounts of damage.
So the research Storm straight away, Chrono boosting it out, so hopefully he's going to wipe in a few High Templars. And that's exactly what he does, wipes in 3 High Templars. SeleCT does have a few goals though, at least in production. So look, yeah, we have 3 goals on the map right now. Where are they? Just over
back
here.
In the natural. Yep. And once again, SeleCT dropping those scans. I'm surprised those medevacs aren't moving yet. Oh, wait, there aren't them. What? I lied. Those aren't medevacs. That's a floating factory. What did he do with his medevacs? Oh, they're on the other side. They're going to go into the back of, I guess, the main. And single, or I guess a couple of Zealots going to come be a little bit annoying. SeleCT's probably not going to mind this too much. This is just going to free up some supply.
It's O2 SUVs, man. These SUVs are stronger than these Zealots.
Doing work.
Look how much damage they tank. It's insane.
Here comes that drop into the back of CrunCher's main base. Okay, I'm going to drop right on top of nothing. He's just going to fly in there and go away.
You always do this to me, Ben.
Well, I mean, he sent 2 full medevacs in.
I know. So the 1-1 is finally ready for CrunCher. He does have Storm, so if he lands Miracle Storms, we all know what... Ooh, going for Archons right now. I mean, Archons are really nice to soak up damage. With good Storms, Ben, everything is possible. We know what Storm does with Bio. Of course, we know SeleCT is splitting as well in general. It's very, very top-notch. And there is still no charge. Why is there no charge, man?
It has to have been forgotten. The Twilight Council was killed once. Maybe CrunCher thought that he started it and finished it. He'll definitely realize it when they do finally fight. I'm really not sure why SeleCT doesn't want to keep pushing the action. He was doing a great job with his drops. Again, a couple Zealots going to come up into the third base.
Don't mess with these SUVs, man. They're the kingpins. They own this neighborhood.
I'm really surprised that the drill doesn't do more damage, man. It's a freaking drill. And now SeleCT's going to push forward, making his way up into that natural. So many good EMPs going down. And CrunCher's whole army is now out of shields.
He's dropping High Templars though from the Storm. Beautiful Storm right there from the Warp Prism, of course. He's dropping one more Storm. That one doesn't deal that much damage. These Immortals, CrunCher.
Yeah, he's just going to GG. He knows that he's too far behind. SeleCT will take game number 1 pretty darn convincingly.
Yeah, even though the start was great for CrunCher, I loved his opening. I mean, the 1 gate fast expand standard, following it up with 3 gate standard, going for DT drop. That's something that can really pull your head, and you can save so much time with it. You saw that it took quite a while before SeleCT was able to deal with this. And if CrunCher would have dealt much more efficiently, for instance, having 3-4 stalkers right at the edge, so those medevacs would fly in and they would retreat straight away. Because once Stimmed Bio is unloaded in your main base, then it's scary. Certainly when you don't have charge, you don't have anything basically, Colossus without thermal lens, then it's really scary. But it's all about what Hazops, for instance, in general does so well, preventing from the bio units to actually unloading your main base. And of course, he was spending a lot of gas already. He was researching a lot of things. So some people might say, I don't think he was able to afford four Stalkers. But then he should have had a sentry less, because 3 sentries is more than enough. He didn't need 5 or however many he had. It's okay. It happens, man.
It happens, Kev. It does happen. So Game 2 will be on Shakur's Plateau. That first game brought to you guys by Kingston HyperX. We're going to take a short commercial break. I'm going to throw my paper airplane.